Welcome back to Co's Q, and yes, I know it's been a while, a pretty hectic summer, but excited to get back and get to cooking a little bit more regular schedule, at least putting it on video, that is. And we're going to start today by doing something that really isn't rooted in North Carolina. It's rooted out of Mississippi. Everybody, I'm sure, has heard of the Mississippi pot roast. If you haven't, it's wonderful. It's an excellent way to do a chuck roast, and that's actually the cut of beef that you've seen in the intro that we'll be fixing up today. But we're going to do a little bit of a twist on it. Malcolm Reed and Hey Girl Hey has videos doing it similar, to where they actually will be putting it on a bed of bread, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some fabulous sandwiches, and just a little bit of a twist that you wouldn't normally see done otherwise. But it's a beautiful cut of meat, great bread, great ingredients, and it should be great food for the family later on. So come with me. Thanks. All right, what we have here is just over 2.5 pound chuck roast. Beautiful marbling. The size is interesting because I don't normally see them this thick, cut this way. No bone, obviously. But look, it's got a ton of marbling, which you don't normally get with just Angus, which I believe is automatically choice. It's definitely not prime, but it almost looks it. And so that should render down really, really nicely. We're going to season it up with some killer hogs first because it's a little finer. So you want to do that first anytime you go to season something with multiple layers. Then we're going to move over to the all-purpose rub that I put together, mixed blend of some different stuff, and I can put that in the description box if y'all like to know what that is if you want to make your own. Of course, we're going to start with the California Olive Ranch extra virgin olive oil. Not going to add a lot of flavor profile to it, but we'll give it something to bind to where the seasonings will stick, and you'll get a nice bark on it at the end. Now, of course, we're doing a Mississippi po' boy, or a version of, so we'll be shredding it up. So those, the end pieces, the outside layer, will be sort of mixed in with the different shreds and give it an excellent flavor profile for the sandwich. So let's get that started. Alrighty, so we're going to let that just hang out for a little while. The grill's already started outside getting it up to temp, so we'll just let that sit at room temp just for a few minutes, and we'll get to cooking. Alright, let's go out here to the grill and take a look at what temp it's up to. The meat's not on yet, and yeah, we're getting there, so let's go ahead and place the chunks I'm about to throw on there. It's a combination of cherry, maple, and a little small piece of hickory. I'm not going for an overly smoky flavor with this because of the flavor profile we're going for with the sandwich. But I'm going to throw that in first, let it get going. I'm going to drop the cherry off to the side there. And the maple right there. And that should be perfect. I'm going to close the lid on it, let it get rolling. And then we're going to bring the beef out. All right, let's check it and see exactly where we're at. Holding steady right at 250. And we're going to thermopin this thing up. It's been on for about 2.5 hours. Oh, that smells good. All right, a little further deep. Right around 150 there. All right, a little pocket of fat right there. It gets a little hotter. 164 there. 75 at the end. 170 on the ends. Okay, so in the middle we're more at 150. Yep. Alright, so we're going to wrap her up. I'm going to do the butcher paper. I think that's the way to roll. So we'll get it wrapped up and rock on. Alright, we've had it in the cooler for, I don't know, roughly about an hour and a half. More than enough time for it to rest and render, continue to render. Got it wrapped in a towel, still wrapped in the butcher paper below, and we're hoping that it's soft enough to where it will pull apart. And if it doesn't completely pull apart the way I'm looking for it, we can still cut it up. It'll be great as a sandwich. You can see all that moisture has bled through the butcher paper. Oh yeah, I think it's going to pull apart just fine. You remember how big that cut looked earlier, and you see how it's sort of worked its way down to this size. Put it on the cutting board. And we're going to pull this apart and then place it into a crock pot once it cools, and then get it to where it can go into the refrigerator overnight. And then we're going to render down some pepperoncinis, some jalapenos, and then we'll place it into it and bring it back to temp tomorrow and make our sandwiches. All right, I got my claws. Let's see how this pulls apart. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is pulled beef here. You want to get it to where it almost resembled a pork butt as far as the way it shreds, because we're looking for that consistency of pulled pork-like beef for the sandwich. The Mississippi po' boy, TarHeel style. Oh yeah, the missus and the son's gonna love this. Little provolone cheese action going with it. Me personally, I might even drizzle this surfer sauce that's brought back from Wilmington. It's absolutely delicious, just to give it a little bit of vinegary kick, but it's not required. That hickory cherry maple blend. You see a lot of people mixing their pellets like that in the pellet smokers. You can do the same thing with chunk. You just place it strategically inside your barrel smoker or your, inside your slow and sear for the kettle, or any other apparatus that you use when it comes to cooking and smoking. They go good together. The only one that's hard to mix is mesquite, because it's so pungent with its smoke flavor. We'll see what that sandwich looks like and tastes like tomorrow afternoon and evening. Alrighty, quick update on the crock pot with all the pepperoncinis. We actually called an audible and added some chipped jalapenos and green peppers from the garden. That's all the au jus mixture, and even a little bit of a ranch packet mixed in, which it calls for. So got that on low, and then when we get back from church and lunch after church, we're going to add the beef and put it on keep warm. Mix it up real good so it doesn't cook, but absorbs all those wonderful flavors. So we'll check it out then. All right, everything's good to go. About to top this on the bread with some provolone and get it in. Wow, there's very few sandwiches on the planet that have that much flavor, and it really doesn't take much to put it together. Put a little bit of ranch packets, the seasoning into an au jus mixture with your pepperoncinis. We actually added a little bit of jalapeno to it, and even some diced green peppers from the garden into the crock pot. Just a little bit of a mixture. You can use a Dutch oven. You put it together how you like. Just try to use that as your core ingredients, along with anywhere from a 2.5 pound to a 4 pound chuck roast, smoked to roughly about 203 to 208 degrees to where it's pulled tender. If it's not quite pulled tender, or something went a little awry with the cook to where it's more of a sliceable, that's fine, because it's going to be bite through just because of how long you cooked it, and along with the mixtures of seasonings that you're going to put it with later in the process. So give it a try. The Mississippi po' boy is absolutely delicious, and you can see by the size of it, it feeds quite a few people. Me and my wife and child, he's 14 now, so he eats like me. I've got maybe this much left to take to work the next day, and along with a salad. But try it, it's worth it. And I'll put some information also in the description box, maybe even some more videos of some people that's done it in the past that you can follow, that might even have a little twist on it you like better than what you've seen me do. But either way, if you like what you've seen, hit the like button. Also subscribe to get notified when we do something different, do something new, and hopefully I'll do it soon. And y'all have a great week. Coast Q, out.